Time next for the business news with Kate Moody. Good evening, Kate.
Hi, Delano.
Now, the European Union has unveiled sweeping new proposals to regulate the tech industry.
Yeah, this is an ambitious blueprint that aims to build a single European data market and rein in some of Silicon Valley's influence. Executives from Google, Facebook, and Apple had been visiting Brussels in recent weeks ahead of the announcement. Luke Schrago has the details.
European Union, it's time to take the fight to the world's biggest and foreign tech firms, hoping its own industry leaders will become part of a continental single market for data.
The battle for industrial data starts now, and Europe will be the main battlefield. Why? Because we have in Europe the more coherent, the strongest, and the largest industrial base. And most of this data at the beginning will come from our industries.
As the world becomes increasingly connected, Europe has yet to develop what amounts to a trove of industrial data. Following on the heels of its GDPR policies, regulation directed at protecting citizens' private data, Brussels hopes its potential new digital market could also become a global benchmark, with non-European firms conforming to a continental standard on data use. It would include rules on cross-border data use, an EU cloud platform alliance, and even define the lengths to which artificial intelligence could be used, for example in healthcare or with facial recognition, something so far limited except in certain cases.
A person must always be in control of critical decisions, and so-called high-risk AI, this is AI that potentially interferes with people's rights, have to be tested and certified before they reach our single market.
Big tech firms have welcomed the EU not taking a blanket approach. And while the proposals are just a first step along the path towards ratification, Brussels is hoping for draft laws by the end of the year.
The aviation giant Airbus has announced plans to shed over 2,300 jobs from its defence and space unit across Europe. The steepest cuts will come in Germany, with over 800 jobs on the chopping block, followed by Spain, France with 400, and then the UK. The Defence and Space Unit employs about 34,000 staff overall, and it makes everything from fighter planes to drones and satellites. The division brings in around 15% of the company's overall revenues, but it struggled with setbacks to its A400M military plane program and a ban on exports to Saudi Arabia. France is to close one of the reactors at the Fessenheim nuclear site this weekend and the plant itself at the end of June. The government insists no jobs will be lost, although local officials are still worried. 75% of France's electricity is currently produced by nuclear reactors. The goal is to reduce that to just half by 2035.
With this decision, we are keeping our promise. We are transforming our energy model in depth, and above all, we are supporting the French people and the territories in this transformation. We are developing renewable energy sources with the doubling of wind turbines and by multiplying photovoltaic sources by 5 within 10 years.
Let's check in on the day's trading action now. On Wall Street, the Nasdaq and S&P 500 each hit new record highs. Minutes from the Federal Reserve show the American Central Bank holding U.S. monetary policy steady for the time being, while identifying the coronavirus outbreak as a new risk. The U.S. dollar, meanwhile, climbed to a 3-year high against the euro. The major European indices closed higher. We saw the FTSE 100 outperforming in London as inflation in the UK unexpectedly hit a 6-month high. German sportswear producers Puma and Adidas have become the latest brands to detail the negative effect of the coronavirus on their business. The outbreak is weighing on the fashion industry as a whole, shining a spotlight on the importance of China in the fashion supply chain and of Chinese consumers in the luxury sector. At Milan Fashion Week, some events are being live streamed for Chinese designers, buyers, and fans who can't attend because of the outbreak. But under the banner of support is real concern about the industry.
What I see is more affected, I see all the retail in China, also in Milan, because we miss a lot of consumers. So that is a quite difficult issue, especially for those small, medium brands that they count very much on China, and at the moment they have a difficulty on monthly revenues, and so they risk, they have a very, very difficult situation sometimes for cash flow.
There you go. And as the outbreak drags on, Delano, brands across the spectrum are putting out figures.
Feeling the heat, exactly.
Absolutely, saying that it's going to hit both production and sales.
Across the world as well. Thank you very much for that, Kate. Kate Moody there with the look at today's business news. Time now